Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
For me, it's a pleasure to be here again. My presentation today is about recycling in Missoula. My overview is I will show a research question after introduction, the methodology used in this work, the findings. I will show the process of recycling in Missoula. After, there will be conclusion, reference lists for last. So my question is, how does the recycling work in Missoula, Montana? How is the process here? First of all, it's important to understand that now the system of solid waste, the most of the case, there is unsanitary landfills, that's meaning improper, inadequate places that you use these places for throw away any solid waste. The most of the case in the world prevalence this kind of system. It's not so good for Earth because in this system you can pollute the air because in the solid waste there is many gas, biogas. You pollute the water, groundwater, and soil. After there is other system smaller than this system. There is a few, if I compare unsanitary, there is more unsanitary landfills than landfills that do not capture CH4, methane. There is other kind of system, but if you compare improper system with recycling and reduction, actions for reductions, the quantity of the solid waste, it's so small, this system. But it's important to invest in the opposite idea. You can invert this parameter. So it's important to invest in source reduction and recycling. Why I choose study recycling in Missoula? Because recycling is a part of prevention in the system. If you invest in prevention in any fields, you can economize money, time, resource, and people in this process. So it's important. The first strategy to combat to solid waste bad management or improper is to reduce the quantity of generate solid waste. It's important. After, you can recycle. So I need to understand the overview in the United States. If you see other places like New York, the landfill, there isn't land in New York for final disposal of solid waste. The land there, the landfill in New York, for example, there are 5 to 10 years of useful life. In Montana, it's so different because there is many lands in Montana. Because this prevalence in Montana, the use for landfill. In Montana, for example, many cities, the landfill here will last more than 10 years. Because this, the people invest much more in landfill. But if you see the state recycling rates in each state in the United States, you can understand that California, after New York, for example, recycle much more quantity of solid waste, of recyclable materials than Montana. Montana recycling approximately 0 to 9% of recyclable materials. Why this? There is many factors. I will show for you why this reason. In the United States, this region, Rock Mountains, recycling 14%. My methodology is I search many things in bibliography review. I interviewed the recycling professionals, like recycling coordinator of the University of Montana, the owner of Republic Services, and I did 3 technical visits, and one in the landfill and other in 2 facilities of recycling. The findings is in Montana there are 3 recipients. One for aluminum and plastics and steel together, other for office paper and newspaper, and other for cardboard. In Montana, there isn't recycling for styrofoam. There isn't. Glass is so difficult to recycle here. It's not unfeasible. So there is 2 places. Target, you can leave your glass in Target, or you can pay IE Recycling. The company can take in your house for $10 until $25 per month. You need to pay for this. The flow of recyclable material in Montana, it works in this way. You have 2 kinds of collection: curbside, that's meaning door by door, house by house, or recycling station. In this system, you can throw away in front of your house. In recycling station, you can leave for one specific place, like university. After this, the people collect this material in these places, leave for units of sorting. In this place, the materials are will sort in different parts, maybe 20 parts different. After, recyclable materials are sent for recycling facilities and reject, because there is trash inside the recycle. The people doesn't sort very well, because this you need to take for a landfill. About curbside, for example, this is a kind of truck that collects a recipient, a container with recycled materials, or you can leave for recycle stations like me in the library, inside or outside. This station, for example, is behind Panther Hall. In university, there are over 80 recycling stations. You have options. So about the curbside, the collection frequency is once per week. The cost is vary between $10 and $25 per month. And this is other kinds of recycling stations like Southgate Mall, Walmart, Pacific Steel and Recycling, Republic Services, Target, or University of Montana. Another place you can leave your recyclable materials. The treatment, these stations sort dense materials. In university, this sort is manual, but in the Republic Service is mechanical. There is equipment that compact the cardboard. In this facility, for example, in public service, there is 5 works. The quantity of materials per month is 500 to 600 tons. Missoula, according to Montana Department of Environmental Quality, recycling between 16 to 18% of the solid waste. This is a kind of kind of companies that works with recycling, but there is many companies. This is the main companies. The recycled materials go to Seattle or Spokane, and the rejects, trash that you find inside the recyclable material go to landfill. Landfill receive today 1,000 tons of municipal solid waste per day in Missoula. It's so much. Conclusion is the majority of municipal solid waste go to landfill in Missoula, the majority. Missoula is one of the cities important in Montana that more recycled solid waste. Missoula shows low recycle rates when compared with other places such as cities in California or New York. But it's important to compare Missoula with other cities. My purpose after here Missoula is I will compare Missoula, Montana, and with Davis, California, and my city, Goiânia, in Brazil. I can find advantages and disadvantages and learn which one of them. My reference lists. Thank you so much for your listening. I'm glad for this time.